So seeing someone fucking lie that they have both just to gain free artwork and items is just fucking plain pathetic to me. All around the world, almost every minute, someone is diagnosed with cancer. People die of cancer every single day. There are people sitting on their fucking deathbeds, weak, malnourished and losing hair in front of their family because of cancer, yet you use it for free fucking artwork. Just over a week has passed since I released that video on Rogue, and we've had some reactions to it. I received thousands of comments on that video, and I am so thankful to everyone that did comment, as I do value all of your opinions. But some of the comments seem to have the video a little confused, and this is what I want to address in today's video, alongside with updates from Rogue himself. Firstly, there are comments asking me to stop witch hunting Rogue. Now I completely understand where these commenters are coming from, as it may seem like I am trying to witch hunt Rogue, and I do know that witch hunts have been established against him in the past few days. And if Rogue is watching this video, I would like to personally apologise for that, as that was never the intention of my video. Even if you know what an apology is, as you'll see later in the video, Rogue has the meaning of that a little confused. But honestly, I didn't want to start any hunts, and personally, I didn't directly start any. Yes, you can argue that my video's purpose was to rile up people to start raiding and witch hunting, and it might have, to some people. That really wasn't the point of my video. The reasons I make these kind of videos is because I care about this community, as, funny enough, I'm part of this community, and I hate seeing this community tarnished by people like Rogue. And I hate people being in danger because of people like Rogue, Billy, and Lockin, and everyone else I've mentioned in these videos. Because people in our community don't deserve to fall victim to people like this, as it's really not fair. To prevent anything happening to anyone else, I make a video. As if just one person watches that video, that is one person who will have a lower chance of becoming a victim. And if I can stop that one person from being a victim, then I've done something I'm proud of. Because there's one less person who will be scammed by Rogue or have their art stolen by Billy. That is one less person. So no, I do not endorse raids, and I don't endorse any witch hunts. I actually ask people not to do them, personally, as I've personally been witch hunted before. And as you'd imagine, it's not pretty, and it's not fun. So please, I understand you may be annoyed, or that you may have been emotionally affected by the stories I put in these videos, as I have personally too. And I understand it's hard to control your emotions and your actions when talking about such horrific topics, such as cancer. But witch hunting really isn't productive. You know what is productive? Reporting. Instead of witch hunting, which really doesn't actually get anything done, just report Rogue. It is a lot more productive than braiding comments which can just be deleted or privated. Next, I'm going to talk about the comments that are telling me that Rogue can be forgiven. Okay, this is the big one. When someone is exposed like this, they all do the same thing. They whine. They make themselves look like the victim. They displace it. Like they've done nothing wrong, that they're the victim. And the bad thing? It works. As soon as Rogue was initially exposed by all of his friends and the word was spread to me, he changed his name to Liar and a Fool, in order to make people feel bad, as, oh, he knows he's done something wrong, I'll give him a chance. And this does make people feel bad for him, and they feel guilty for exposing him, as this is what he wants, and that's not good. And this progresses to the apology that he's written on his Steam profile, and we'll discuss this later. But the big update on Rogue's new guilt dripping is his cliffhangers. The ellipsis, the ... at the end of his sentences, in order to make himself look weak. The victim of the judicial system gone wrong, and yeah, sure, feel sympathy for this guy. And I almost did, before I realised this is the same guy who claimed he had terminal cancer so he could receive virtual items on a game. Do you really think he's being honest with you? Now, although I do have an obvious bias to my own side in this situation, please observe these messages from Rogue received last night on the 12th of July. Notice how every single message Even if it doesn't make any sense to have it there, we'll have an ellipsis added onto it. This makes himself look weak, vulnerable, like he can't do anything wrong, he's innocent, he's in danger, he's sad and depressed. And this makes me feel sympathy for Rogue. Rogue will then try to displace our relationship to the person he's talking to, trying to reverse it to look like I'm the villain in the story. This is very smart, but is very common. Now, it is what really gets to me in this whole ordeal, as Rogue says that I want him to suffer, and I want him in pain. No, 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 no. Rogue doesn't matter to me, and that's the blunt truth. He is nothing to me in comparison to the victims who has been betrayed by him. They are who I truly care about, as they are the people who I should care about, as they are the people who have been affected. Helping them recover from everything that Rogue has done to them is the most important thing to me right now, and preventing anyone else becoming victim to Rogue is a close second. But Rogue himself? I couldn't care what happens to him. As long as no one else is able to have their lives negatively impacted because of him, I'm okay. There are other instances of Rogue desperately trying to grab sympathy through attention seeking. He will claim that he's stabbed himself a few times. I'm not sure if he means with a pencil or a pen, because he's legitimately stabbed himself. I don't think he'd be typing. And all he can feel are tears all around him. Okay, yes, that's pretty sad and it's pretty heart-wrenching, but bearing in mind, again, this is the guy who lied about depression and cancer just for TF2 items. Are you really going to believe this guy? He is manipulating you and it is incredibly obvious. But sure, believe him, that's your choice and I can't control you. But the final nail in the coffin for Rogue is actually his apology, and the apology on his Steam profile. Now listen up, those who still want to defend Rogue and think that he can be redeemed as a person. Settle down and get comfortable, because we've got quite the read. You know that apology on his Steam profile? You know that extended paragraphs of sad, woeful guilt that tries to make everyone feel bad? The vague apologies that he's put forward? Yeah, that. The stuff that really pulls at the heartstrings and really upsets you. Yeah? Guess what? He didn't write them. No, the person who you claimed could change, and who you claimed could be a better person and wouldn't do anything like this, would never manipulate you, didn't think it was worth his time apologising for his actions, that it would probably be too much effort. He was probably too busy setting up an alternate account to scam more people anyway, to be fair. But if you search his apology in Google, a webpage comes up with the exact same vague apology. And it allows you just to copy and paste it into your Steam profile or onto your Instagram, Christian Burns, wherever you're apologising. And this is why the apology is so vague, is it really doesn't reference anything that happened. It doesn't mention the cancer, the items, or the people he's betrayed until the very last line. So it's pretty obvious that something fishy was going on. However, now we have conclusive evidence that this isn't Rogue's apology, as he didn't think it'd be worth his time to apologise. No, it's just much easier to lie and copy and paste something off the internet. Rogue is manipulative and scummy. Him trying to play the victim card is yet another example of him trying to manipulate people emotionally. If you need much evidence that he's lying to you, look at the apology. If you think that Rogue can really change, and that he has changed already, surely he could write his own personal apology to the people he betrayed. But he didn't, did he? No, he just copy and pasted one from the internet. He doesn't care. He couldn't give a fuck about what he's done. If he really gave a fuck, surely he'd do something. Really, if you think about it, if he was that guilty and he really felt that bad, surely he'd take time out of his day to write a simple apology to the people he had affected and betrayed, not just copy and paste something off the internet. This guy is manipulative. He's trying to gain your sympathy so he can betray you again. He is a liar and a scumbag, and he hasn't changed. People like this don't change, at least so quickly. You know, unless they're exposed, then there's some kind of angel, some kind of cherub that has fallen victim because of their past actions. And I can't tell you what to do, as that would be out of line and I'd be manipulating you personally. But I can warn you, And I warn you to be wary of Rogue, as he is a dangerous, manipulative liar, and seeing more people fall into his traps just yet again is really quite painful to watch. So please, be very wary of talking to Rogue, even if you want to belittle him, which really isn't a good idea. Be wary of him. He will try to manipulate you, he will try to play himself as the victim, as that's all he wants. He wants sympathy so he can manipulate you again, just like he did with the cancer, the depression, the paralysis, and everything else he has ever lied about. All he wants is to gain your sympathy and to guilt trip you so that you are weak and vulnerable to whatever he says. So please, be careful. I don't want to see anyone else be affected, as it really isn't fair. Thank you all for watching. I've been Doomsday. Good night.